The very first permanent photograph was made in 1826 by inventor Joseph Nice. In order to make this photograph, he had to use a piece of polished pewter coated with a petroleum derivative called bitumen. Once bitumen is exposed to sunlight, it hardens. After it hardens, you are able to wash away the rest of the unhardened material, which would leave the picture in place on the pewter where the bitumen was. Now, once this is done, you are able to polish that piece that's left over, place some ink on it, and put it on some parchment. So that way you have just made a picture, a photo print. This wasn't a very good process for making pictures back then because it took 8 hours of sunlight exposure in order for the bitumen to actually harden on the piece of pewter. So what I'm going to do now is show you what that picture actually looked like, the very one that was first made in 1826. The title of this particular photograph is View from the Window at Le Gras. Photography has come a long way since 1826, from the way that we take our photos, to the cameras we use, to the different ways that we can now edit our photos. With the editing program technology coming further and further along, it's interesting to see just what you can find out on the market to make your photos look professional. Here are some examples of different types of my favorite editing programs that you can use at home. The first is the most used in the design and photography world. This is Adobe Photoshop. Now the only downfall to this is the cost and the fact that it's constantly changing every year, so it's hard to keep up with it. The next one is PaintShop Pro Photo. This is my personal favorite, the one that I use the most, and it only costs $60 at Target. It has a lot of the same tools that Photoshop does, and a lot of its own features that you can't find within Photoshop. Now, ordinary photographs are fine, but if you can add color, like this, or draw the eye's attention toward the middle of the photo by using a focus feature called depth of field, like this, you can really see how manipulating a photograph in the slightest way can turn an ordinary picture into something extraordinary. In conclusion, from oldest to newest, photography has always been an ever-advancing form of art. Anyone can enjoy it, really. And if you learn simple tricks of the trade with easy-to-use design programs, you can make your ordinary pictures look professional too. Here are a few more examples of what a photograph can look like with some little manipulation here and there. Thank you.